Blairing Out Show.
Blairing Out with Eric Blair Show, and I'm here today at the NAMM Show with Tony Levin, one of the greatest bass players in the world. How you doing today, Tony?
I'm doing great. I'm thrilled to be here, and as usual, it's a lot of fun. Meet a lot of people. I just met Jack Cassidy right here in the Gibson room.
The bass player for the Jefferson Airplane.
That's right. He was just across the room. A great pleasure for me.
You're a fan of his?
Of course.
A lot of people might not know that you've played for years with Peter Gabriel, that you're in King Crimson.
Yeah.
And you're still in King Crimson, aren't you?
Yes, well, King Crimson is together. We haven't toured now in... Sorry, I'm eating a thing.
No problem.
We haven't toured together as a full six of us in about 2 years, and we're generally planning a little tour for October. No new record coming out, though. King Crimson is just releasing a nice DVD of a live concert.
Wow, what year is that from?
The concert's from '95. The DVD has amazing new technical stuff. You can change the camera angle, and it changes the mix while you change the camera angle. It's crazy. You can also assemble all the different versions of King Crimson's, because it started in 1969. I wasn't in it. And to play 21st Century Schizoid Man, you can put together your own rhythm section.
That is amazing.
Like Craig Lake singing with...
No way.
Yeah, I don't know how they did it, but I haven't heard it either yet.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
King Crimson, the band, and Robert Fripp have such a, legendary status. How did you feel, and how were you approached to join King Crimson originally?
That's back in 1980. I met Robert, of all places, on Peter Gabriel's first record.
Oh, okay.
When I was called to play on Peter's record, and I didn't know Robert, and he happened to be the guitar player on the record. We got along very well. That was in about 1979. Subsequently, Robert asked me to play on his solo album, an album called Exposure, way back.
Okay.
And then when he reformed King Crimson, believe it or not, I wasn't a Crimson fan. I didn't know much about it. We got together and played, and it worked out really nicely.
Yeah, me and my brother actually saw you a few years ago at the Wiltern Theater.
Yeah.
You guys were amazing. That place is very loud. Yeah.
Very good show. I remember that show.
Very loud. And Bruford, that guy kicks ass.
Yeah.
You like playing with Bruford, don't you?
I played with Bill, of course, since 1980, and in fact, I just have a little tiny record label of my own, and I just released an album this year called Bruford Levin Upper Extremities, where Bill and I just kind of got together and did the music that kind of Crimson-like, but just kind of went off in our own direction. It was fun. We've even toured a little bit with that group.
How did this thing with Steve Stevens come alike, the Blacklight Syndrome?
There's a record company, Magna Carta Records, who gets these ideas about what if this guy got together with this guy, and I've done a few projects with them. The first and a wonderful project was called BLS, Blacklight Syndrome, Bozzio Levin Stevens. We made a record. It was great.
It was great. I
was very disappointed that we didn't tour with that. I wanted to.
I was hoping you were. I actually ran into Steve Stevens, and I asked him if he was going to tour with you guys. He said he might have toured in Japan now. Did the Japan tour ever?
It never happened. We were going to, and it fell through.
I'm really sorry to hear that. Hey, if you guys would have got a singer, man, you could have been a pop band.
Well, you never know. I like the music. That's all that matters to me. Let me add that since then I've done an album with another put-together band of the same record company. It's called Liquid Tension Experiment with John Petrucci on guitar and Mike Portnoy on drums, guys from Dreams Theater, and Jordan Rudess on keyboards. We've just finished our second album, and we're going to play here at NAMM tomorrow night, and we're playing at the Roxy Theater on Monday.
Cool.
That's actually mostly why I'm here in LA this week. But again, that is a put-together band, not a full-time band. So it's fun, but in the end, I always kind of have this empty feeling like you have at a meal where you missed a course or something like. I kind of prefer the bands where you're really committed to it and keep at it year after year and see where it can go. Let me also add that another thing I've been doing is I wrote a book, not about bass playing, but about the life of bass playing and the life and art of bass playing. And I just finished that a few months ago, and I published it myself. So another reason I'm here at NAMM is to try and talk some music stores into carrying it in their store. I actually have a couple of copies on me. And at the moment, I only sell it through my record company, which is only on the web at papabear.com. Papa Bear Records is my record company. So I thought I'd mention that. It's got lots of anecdotes. You see that?
Beyond the bass clef.
And it's a bass clef, and that's me. See, I did a little picture of myself. Wow, we're really getting to see it. And inside are wacky things like my design for Funk Fingers and stories. There's a carrot cake recipe and stories about me making carrot cake for King Crimson. That's interesting. There's a program I played at the White House, believe it or not, for John Kennedy.
Wow. Your parents must be very proud of you.
I don't know, but that's where I found this program. They had it in their stuff. I said, you got anything I could use in the book? They said, well, how about this program from back in God knows when it was.
Zoomed in on that. I got it.
Oh, yeah? Pretty good. and what, you know what was interesting? Sorry to go off on...
No,
here's
okay.
a picture I did of myself with it, basically.
Cool.
At the end, I decided I should... Kind of at the end of writing, and I decided I should put a discography in it. I don't keep track of the records I did. I'll show you this.
Cool.
I had to go on the web to find my own discography, but it's just pages and pages long.
Wait, you played with
Look at
Michael
that.
W. Smith?
Yeah, I don't know if it says I did.
You played with and Rick Springfield? Man, I just interviewed Rick, actually, yeah.
Well, I don't think he'd remember me. It was way back.
You're like on everybody's album, man. You're like the bass slayer of the
I
gods.
don't know about that, but here's the design of a Trace Elliott amp where I tried to get them to put an espresso maker in it. And a pick flicker. Needless to say, they didn't make it. If anyone was interested in
Yeah, can we have one of these?
Yes, you can. Right?
Dude, thanks, man. I totally appreciate it.
And you're welcome.
Thanks. You played the Chapman stick.
Emma Chapman created it.
Oh, really?
I was one of the early guys to get one, and I played it probably in a lot of highly visible bands like Pink Floyd and King Crimson and Peter Gabriel. So I'm known for it. I'll be playing it at these Liquid Tension shows.
What do you prefer?
You mean between bass and the stick? That's a kind of long story. I kind of try to pick the one that's right for the particular music I'm playing. It varies. I have other basses too.
I really looked forward to seeing you in Anderson, Wakeman, Bruford Howe when they played the Pacific Amphitheater, and I got front row center to that show.
Wow.
And no Tony Levin, but you know what? We're actually going to be talking to Jeff Berlin later today.
Cool.
So
give him my best. He did a remarkable job. It took me months to learn that music, and he learned it in a day.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, because I got sick on the tour, and I had to leave the tour just right before he came to L.A., right before the last show.
People don't realize how hard it is to go on the road. The rigors.
It's really fun, but if you get sick, it gets a little hard.
Yeah.
That's the only time I ever had to miss a show because of anything. Just that, it's remarkable that he learned that stuff so quick.
Yeah, I remember seeing him reading the music, the sheet music, and playing it while he was reading it.
Yeah. Well,
So that's pretty.
that's what you do.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Hey, buddy.
Very nice talking.
You
to
keep jamming, man. You rock. You're one of the best bass
That's
players
what
in the
we do.
world. Keep rocking, okay?
I'm getting better at that.
The Blairing Out Show.